Hi, this is Don with Dominion Over Darkness. Donald J. Brown. Dominion Over Darkness is our new book. And as part of our ministry, what we're going to do is occasionally we're going to delve into some other things. We want to give you as many tools as we can for you to take dominion over darkness, to deal with the darkness in this world. And one of those tools that I have found that is just a fantastic resource is this book by Jonathan Cahn. Some of you may be aware of who Jonathan Cahn is. He's the author of a book called The Harbinger, and then there's The Harbinger 2 and The Harbinger 3, and then there's several other books. He is a prolific author, and I highly recommend his books. This is one of his books that he wrote a few years back, and it's called The Book of Mysteries. And the amazing thing about this book is the Book of Mysteries, there's a mystery for 365 days. So it's like there's one for each day of the year, and it's just one page. And what this does is covers a journey that he took. He spent a year with a teacher in a foreign land. And he actually spent a whole year. He traveled to this country and stayed there and spent this time with him. And this tells the story. So today what I'm going to share with you is the beginning, and then I'm going to share number one. So it's only 4 pages, but then after this, I'll share them 1 page at a time. And today I'm just going to read through the book. It's a pretty easy read, and it's just some fascinating information for your walk with God. So here we go. The Book of Mysteries, Jonathan Cahn, and this is the intro to it, the beginning. Who are you, I ask? And I is Jonathan, and the speaker is Jonathan here. So, who are you? I asked. A teacher, he replied. A teacher of what? Mysteries. And where do you teach? Here. In the desert? What better place to find the truth with no distractions? In a school? Some would call it that, he replied. And who are your students? Seekers of truth. How do they know to come to the desert? Word of mouth, an encounter. If it's meant to be, it just happens in the encounter, as in this one. As in this encounter, if it's meant to be. And where do your students live? There are many accommodations. Dorms? That might be stretching it, he replied. Rooms, dwelling places, chambers. And how much does it cost to attend? Yes, it doesn't. How is that possible? If one is truly seeking, it's provided for. Really? Come, he said. To the school? Come, and you'll see. I can't, I said. I'm in the middle of a kind of a journey through a Middle Eastern desert, he said. Yes. And what exactly were you expecting to find? Nothing, just you're on a journey to find nothing? I like to travel. With no destination? Not in particular. But what if there was a destination? What do you mean? What if there was something you were meant to find? Like what? Come and you'll see. The new year is about to begin. It's a good time to start. To start? The new course. The course I teach starts with the new year and ends at the year's end. I can't. Of course you can, he said. I mean, I don't know that I would. You will, he said, if it's meant to be. That's how it all began. An unplanned encounter in the middle of a desert. I don't know which was more absurd, what he told me about the school, or the fact that I actually ended up there as one of his students. And I can't say exactly what it was that led me to take that step. Perhaps it was the thought that if I didn't do it, I would always wonder what it would have been like to have done so and regret having not taken the chance. Nothing about the school was ordinary. The accommodations were sparse, as one would expect considering the location, and yet it didn't seem to matter. Not to any of the students. They came from all walks of life and from a wide variety of places. It wasn't entirely barren. There were carefully maintained gardens of trees, plants, vines, and flowers. And then there were the people who lived in the surrounding region, the nomads, the shepherds, the many desert dwellers who lived in the tent encampments or tent villages that dotted the arid landscape. About an hour's walk from the school was a small city. On occasion, I would go there, as would others from the school, to purchase goods, to observe, and when appropriate, to seek to apply the lessons given. The school had other classes and teachers, but he was clearly preeminent and the one who oversaw everything else. He was so preeminent that he was known simply as the teacher. All the more reason I could never understand why he chose me as one of his students. He lived a simple, ascetic life, as did everyone at the school. It was in keeping with the goal of eliminating all distractions. We drew our water from a well, and at night the school was lit up with candles and oil lamps. It was as if we were all transported back to ancient times. And yet, at the same time, the teacher seemed very much aware of what was going on in the larger world from which the school seemed to be cut off from. Nor was he averse to making use of any tool or service of the modern world that would serve the purpose of the teachings. As for the teachings themselves, they were no less ordinary than the school in which they were given. Most of the classes I was given consisted of just me and the teacher. There was no set time or place. They could take place early in the morning, in the middle of the day, or late at night, and in desert plains, on mountaintops, on hills, in oil-lit chambers, while overlooking one of the tent villages, or while journeying through the desert on camels. There were times when the teaching would be triggered or initiated by the surroundings or by something we happened to see, or at least it seemed that way. I could never quite tell if the teaching was based on the surroundings or the surroundings on the teaching. And there were some teachings that came about in response to one of my questions. Each teaching would impart a mystery or truth. Some mysteries would build upon other mysteries, or together form a larger mystery. At the end of each teaching, he would give me an assignment, a mission to apply what I had learned to my life that day. I kept a journal in which I wrote down what he taught me and our conversations as best I could remember them. The teachings, the mysteries, the questions and answers, and the references I was able to find later on that matched up with what he shared. So by the end of the course and the year, I had recorded 365 mysteries, one for each day of the year. A teaching, a mystery, and a mission. The following is the record of what I was shown by the teacher, the mysteries he imparted as I received them in the year I dwelt in the desert. Infinity in a jar. It was morning. The teacher came to my room holding a little clay jar. A question, he said. Can that which is little contain that which is big? No, I answered. Can that which is finite encompass that which is infinite? No, I said again. But it can, he replied. How? He lifted the jar and removed the cap from its top. It can, he said. It can if it's an open vessel. A closed vessel can never contain anything larger than its own size, but an open vessel has no limitations. It now can contain the blowing of the wind or the outpouring of the rain. It could even contain the flowing of a river. It would take a long time to contain a river. It could take forever, but the principle is the same. And the reason you're showing me this, which is larger, that which you know or that which you don't know? Well, that which I don't know, I would think. So then, it's only wise that you seek that which you don't know, I guess. But how do you contain that which is bigger than you? That which is bigger than your ability to comprehend? By becoming an open vessel, I said. Yes, said the teacher. Only by opening yourself up can you come to know that which you don't already know. And only by becoming an open vessel can you contain that which is greater than yourself. The truth is always greater than our knowing. Your mind and heart are finite, clay jars, but the truth has no end. God has no end. The eternal is infinite, always flowing. Like the river, I said. Yes, he said, but when the jar opens itself, it becomes unlimited. It can contain the waters of the river. So open now your mind, your heart, and your life, for it is only the open vessel and an open heart that can contain the infinity of God. So the mission, there's always a mission at the bottom and scriptures to go along. So the mission for this today, open your mind, your heart, and your life to that which you don't yet know, that you might contain that which is greater than yourself. Isaiah 55, 1 through 9, Jeremiah 33, 3, and 2 Corinthians 4, 7. I'll list those in the description, but I'm not going to take the time right here to read those for you. Forgive me for that. But the purpose for reading this, at the beginning of the time that I'm reading Dominion over Darkness, is that I would like to share this concept. I would like to encourage you to become an open vessel. Open your mind, your heart, and your life to that which you don't yet know, that you might contain that which is greater than yourself. There's a light that is far greater than any darkness. And you have been given dominion over the darkness. Genesis 1:28. In 1:26, God made man in his own image. So you are made in the image of God. And in 1:28, he says, take dominion over the fish of the sea, the fowls of the air, and everything that creepeth on the earth. So we're going to start a journey. We're going to journey through the book of mysteries. I highly recommend this book, Jonathan Cahn. He's everywhere. You won't have any trouble finding him, but I'll put links in the description. And so we're going to go on this journey. He is highly recommended. There are some other authors that I'm going to introduce you to, and we're going to take this journey together. And we are going to take dominion over darkness. And I'm going to leave you with one other little quote here. This is from another great teacher of the Word of God, and his name is Myron Golden. I got this from him, and it was quite profound to me. You are more than you think you are. You can do more than you think you can do. And when you step into your real identity, you will have more than you currently have. So, Dominion Over Darkness is the book. DominionOverDarkness.com is our website. There on the website, you can find links to go to the book on Amazon and get the paperback, or you can get the Kindle book. We'll have a link so that you can go and get Jonathan Cahn's book if you'd like to have a look at that. If you would like to support us, our mission here is to open minds, and that's what we want to do. We want to open minds to the darkness and provide instruction and direction on how to take dominion over that darkness. And if you want to help us do that, there's two very important pages in the book, Dominion Over Darkness. And it's page 77 and 79. Here's just just to show you, there's some really good pictures in here. This is a small book. You can read it if you're a fast reader in probably 45 minutes in one setting, or no more than an hour or so. There's a lot of pictures in it. It's a short book. We live in a society now that's what I call the microwave drive-through society. We want everything right now. We got to have it. So we can't wait for it. So I wrote this book with that in mind. It doesn't take you long, but there's a lot of information, and we cover a lot of ground. We don't cover it deeply, but we cover a lot of ground. And we're going to come back in some other courses and some other books, and we're going to revisit it, and we're going to go deeper on each one of these things, because we want you to be prepared. There's a lot of darkness in this world, and there's more coming. And so you need to be spiritually aware. You need to be ready for the things that are coming. So the last page of the book, we've got a QR code there if you want to help spread this word. This is DominionOverDarkness.com/donate. The QR code will take you straight there. If you want to share testimonies with us, or if you have a prayer request, send that to mystory@DominionOverDarkness.com. We'll be glad to pray with you. And we would love to share your testimony. If you give us your permission, we'll share it on the website and let other people know about victories that you have had, experiences that you have had. And of course, we'll call on the Dominion Over Darkness Army to pray over your prayer requests. So thank you very much for your time today. God bless you. You have a good day. And Jesus is Lord. Thank you.